Hello, Aditya ji, can you
Who
see?
is doing the presentation?
I am Shashikant Barve. I will be making the presentation. Can you see the slide?
No, we can't see. Come to the next slide and also introduce yourself, your accomplishments. Sanjeev has already introduced you and mentioned about your accomplishments and your thoughts, your suggestions on the topic you have selected on your own.
Happy birthday, Sanjeev ji. Thank you for that nice song. I can also see Manoj sir on the screen. We had been discussing about certain aspects about the clarifications which I have been requesting from various units of ICAI. Basically, I passed out in the year 1974 November. I had worked in many industries. Basically, I am an industry man. I had been also involved in the institute's activities in the sense I was elected for 2 terms on the Pune branch. I was elected for 2 terms on the regional council Mumbai. And
sorry to interrupt. His little audio needs to be louder, please.
and one term I was elected on the council, New Delhi. That is the brief introduction about me. Now, when I met Manoj sir on phone, he was wondering about the various clarifications which I had been requesting, and I had been putting it on Facebook or the WhatsApp groups. And the clarifications were requested from the, say, Pune branch, from WIRC Mumbai, and even ICAI in New Delhi. On there, we were discussing about why am I asking for the different clarifications. Now, the objectives are few, 2, 3 objectives are there. One, obviously, we should have better understanding of the financial statements of the institute and all its units.
Can you turn the next screen? What do you want to show? The points?
No, these are.
Yeah, keep the show the next slide. This has been there for a long time. I think is your thing working?
What I'm talking.
Yeah, put your that is it. Yeah, I think you wanted to speak on RTI also. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, we can see it clearly. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Full information about RTI.
Yes.
What I had been talking was not on the screen. So basically, why do we ask clarifications? One is obviously for getting better understanding of the financial statements. The second objective is ICAI is giving awards to various industrial units for better presentation of accounts. Now, when we give awards to the other industrial units, obviously there is a responsibility cast on us that our financial statements also should be somewhat near to the so-called best presented accounts. Unfortunately, if we look to the, say, WIRC accounts, we can say that there have been enough problems whereby it will be difficult to say that the accounts are best presented accounts. The third important thing is there are concepts like transparency, good governance, accountability, and commitments to ethics. Now, how do we ensure that these objectives are met? Now, if we see the structure of ICAI, there is no annual general meeting for ICAI HO New Delhi. So only their accounts are put before the council and then they are notified in the government gazette. So there is no opportunity for the members really to ask for the clarifications or to get the clarifications. Now, WIRC and branches, they have the provision for holding AGM and they also submit the annual reports, but they are also not answering the clarifications which are requested by the members on various points. Now, annual general meeting or seeing the annual report of activities is the only opportunity for the members to have meaningful discussions with the institute and with its branches. Annual report is a summary of all the activities, and the financial statements indicate the financial effect of those activities. So the members get an opportunity to know better about certain policies. The members can suggest some policies to be introduced, or the members can challenge also some of the actions of the units. So it is important that whenever the members do have any communication with the ICAI or with its units, each of the clarification requested by the member has to be given. Now, unfortunately, I have very bad experience in this respect. I have at present available with me, say last 4 years queries which I have sent to the main ICAI HO. I have got for last 2 years the queries sent for the WIRC, and I have not been getting any reply in writing about the queries. Now what happens is, even though there is an EGM at place like Mumbai, the WIRC region covers the Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat, 3 regions, and it becomes difficult for the members to physically attend any program at 9 o'clock in the morning at BKC. So the meetings have to be in the office time, one. Secondly, it is expected that the members will have a lot of difficulties to physically come to the Mumbai or to the main place. So whenever the members ask for certain information, that has to be given. Now, as it has not been happening, the other course of action which the members can try little bit is asking for the information under RTI Act, Right to Information Act, as a citizen of the country. Now, there also, what I have experienced is it's extremely difficult to get the meaningful and complete replies to the information asked for under RTI. So I have given some 2-3 slides, and I will show that how the questions are avoided or misleading answers have been given. Say the first, I had asked, please give a copy of recorded audio video version of the annual meeting of WIRC held on 27 July 2020, which was a web meeting. Now the answer is, it is informed that minutes of AGM are under preparation and yet to be finalized. Hence, your request cannot be acceded to. Now, giving a recording audio video version has nothing to do with the minutes. So if there is an intention to be transparent, you can always give the information. Similarly, then, alternatively, I had also asked, please give me copy of recorded version in writing, that is, give the minutes or draft minutes, etc. The answer is, it is informed that the minutes of AGM are under preparation. Now the meeting is held in July 20. Now we are in July 21, August 21, and still the answer given is the minutes are under preparation. Then I had further asked for certain data. I had written certain emails, and then I had asked that please give me the copies of those emails and the decisions taken by the authorities, notings made by them on those emails about their decision of sending the clarifications or not sending the clarifications. Now, what is the answer? It is informed that point-wise replies are answered during AGM. So when people under RTI Act, when they ask for the information, it is mandatory to give the information. It cannot be answered that the clarifications have been given in the AGM, when factually people doubt about whether the explanations have been given or not. Now, similarly, the queries were asked about certain papers, the request for notings on those papers, and the members under regulation 150 have right to suggest or move certain resolutions. Now, say I had moved the resolutions for the year 18-19 in 19 meeting. Now, those were not taken up in the AGM. They were also not taken up in the subsequent year. There is a regulation that if the resolutions could not be taken in 1 year, they have to be taken up in the subsequent year by law. Still, when we ask the information, then the answer is, it is informed that the same is not applicable as no such event occurred. Now, this is simply horrible. Means when the members ask for the information, have communication, and then they get such sort of the answers even under the RTI Act. Leave aside, they are not getting answers from the institute, but they are getting answers in this fashion, even under approaching under RTI Act. Similarly, certain emails were written and the clarifications were requested about the notings on those emails and what decisions were taken. The answer is, it is informed that the same is not applicable as no such occurrence. It means nothing. What is meant by no such occurrence? Means the answers were not given, or the emails were not received, or the decision was not taken. Really, it's difficult to understand what is the answer. There is no such occurrence means what? Similarly, we had asked for certain information, like the audit report said that the financial statement showed true and fair view of the surplus for the year. And if we look to income and expenditure account, there is no line as surplus for the year. Now, we asked whether this is right, because you are certifying that the surplus, the accounts are showing true and fair view of the surplus for the year, but there is no line of surplus for the year. So what is the answer given? It is informed that you are providing your view rather than seeking information which does not fall under the RTI Act. So these sort of answers are given. Now, important, the financial statements are not prepared in the prescribed formats. So I had asked, please indicate the provisions of CA Act or the CA regulations that prescribe any particular format for presentation of regional council financial statements. Please indicate the relevant section number or regulation number. Please indicate accordingly the particular format if it is prescribed. Please also indicate about the requirement if any of regional council accounts to be in the similar format like ICA, HO, etc. The reply is, it is informed that Chartered Accountants regulations does not prescribe such a format. Now, if we look at the auditor's report, it says that the financial statements are prepared and presented in the manner prescribed under the CA Act. Now, the answer given is, there is no format prescribed under the CA regulations. The most interesting part, what happens under the RTI Act. I had asked various clarifications on certain matters. There were, say, 32 items on which I had asked clarification, like give copies of internal audit report, or give certain information or copies of certain documents, etc. So there were 32 items listed, and the heading given was, the information is required in the context of clarifications requested in respect of certain matters in the 71st annual report. Now, this was the context given, that in this context, we need information on following 32 items. Each of those items actually was getting covered by section 2F, the definition of information, because it clearly asks for documents, say copies of internal audit report, etc. So simply the answer has been given that you are seeking clarifications in respect of certain matters which does not fall under the term information under section 2F, and no reply has been given. This is the reply. By looking only to the heading, and that heading also said in the context of clarifications. The audit report mentions that the financial statements are prepared in all material respect in accordance with the CA Act. The same are to be prepared in same format as the ICAI duly presents, etc. The presentation of schedules are also not in line with those in the earlier years. So what is the reply given? Reply given is it is informed that all the relevant guidelines of the institute are applicable. Now, it does not say exactly what are the formats, who has decided those formats, how you are certifying that they are prepared under the CA Act and regulations when the CA Act and regulation does not even prescribe such formats. The another part, like say if we look to the accounts of Pune branch, it says that the segment information in respect of students category has been disclosed as a compliance of segment reporting standard. If we look to WRC or Delhi, they are treating the entire operation as one segment and are not disclosing the segment information relating to students. So we had asked, please inform the formats of the statements note which are to be applicable for preparation as applicable to branches or regions, etc. Reply, it is answered that you are seeking clarification rather than information which is not covered under section 2F, and the information is not given. Now, interesting, there is a schedule called notes to accounts. On that notes to accounts, there is a remark that the accompanying notes are integral part of the financial statements. It means there are certain other statement of notes to accounts which are annexed to the schedule of notes to accounts. Now we have asked what exactly are those notes which you are saying that they are attached to that note schedule. It is informed, reply, it is informed that the financial statements and accompanying notes are signed by the auditors. Now, how does it doesn't answer the information which has been called for or the query which has been asked. The interesting part, in other case, there was clear-cut error. That is, the inner column figures are not matching with the outer column in respect of totals, and the figures have been wrongly taken. So we asked for the details or thereof. The answer is it is informed that all the discussions related to accounts were done in the AGM and the clarifications were under RTI Act. If we ask clear-cut documents, like I asked the documents, please give copies of internal audit reports for 1920 and 2021. The answer given, it is informed that the reports are available in the office of WRC. You may visit the office by prior fixing the date and time. So this is non-compliance of the RTI Act. Similarly, there are certain aspects like there are non-contributory events which are held, like annual dinner, or there would be the events of corporate social responsibility nature, like blood donation or planting of trees or distribution of educational kits to students, all that. So the question is asked about which is the section of the act or which is the regulation which allows the institute to incur expenditure on such items. The answer is, specific question is asked, please indicate what is the section number and what is the regulation number under which the power is there to incur expenditure on such corporate social responsibility nature items. What is the reply? Reply is it is informed that such details are reflected in the annual accounts of WRC which are hosted on the institute's web. Now, most interesting part, a question was asked please give me a copy of any document showing the authorization for the payment of rupees 15 crore, which was given to the this relief fund, and indicating the source like reserves, accumulated profits, etc., from where it is proposed to be used. The reply is it is informed that the approval was given by the competent authority. Simple. Now, the question is, under which section, under which regulation, the institute is empowered to incur such, like giving donations of hello. So the question is, which is the particular section of the act or the regulation number which allows an institute to give donations to such funds to the extent of such a high amount like 15 crores of rupees? And the proper answer has not been made available. Now, this is in summary which I have explained. What happens even if the citizen or the member decides to go for information under RTI Act? A few cases I have given, I have tried, and I have come to conclusion it is extremely difficult to get any meaningful information or complete information or relevant information under the, even under the RTI Act, leave aside getting answers from the institution. Now, coming to various interesting points which are there in the published accounts. Now,